Hello! In week 4, you should not have needed a video for yesterday. So you should be on Tuesday, hopefully April 21st, and you'll see that this learning week 4 to-do list calendar thing will be updated on your stream, so you'll find it here once it gets posted on Sunday morning. And yesterday you should have worked on the general review worksheet. We're going to take a picture or a look at that rather, and then we're going to start your scale and chord composition classwork number 2. I'm going to go ahead and work on the first page of that with you, and then you'll turn in the second page. So for your general review, it is like having a lesson from me, but on paper. So a little reminder of what music notation will look like sitting here, waiting for you to add the rhythms when you hear them. Labeling treble and bass clefs, here's your musical alphabet, and there's your answer. Spend time with this if you're not comfortable with it. Non-chord tones, that is your grade on Friday. Please review this. There's going to be a chord held in the bass clef and a melody played in the treble clef. Writing your scales. Your scales do not need 3 chord tones. Your scales are a singular quarter note, walking up, just one pitch at a time. Writing your chords. This is assuming that you're given your chord symbols and you're asked to write the chords that it is requesting. So from 1 to the 5 to the 2 to the 6. There we go. Roman numeral analysis. This is when you're given the chords and you're supposed to say, ooh, okay, so I'm looking at a 1 chord and then it goes down. How far down does it go? Is it jumping down to a 3? Is it jumping down to a 2? Is it jumping down to a, it's jumping down to a 4. This entire worksheet is basically what would have been the review for test number 3. And we're going to go ahead and split up test number 3 into classwork that we're going to see next week. So this week is crucial because this week is all of the review for that content. I'm still going to be checking to see if you could take that test, but it's not going to be graded as a test grade. So in a way, we're on track. In a way, kick back and relax. You do not have a test around the corner. Here's today. The first page you'll see review page. That is the page we are doing together. On the second page you'll see graded page. Now you can turn in both pages to me if you want to take a picture of both and attach both pictures. But if you just want to turn in this second page, that's completely fine. Because I'm assuming that this review side will be perfect because I'm about to give you the answers. Now this is called your scale and chord composition classwork number 2. You've already done a scale and chord composition classwork. And both pages have both a request for a scale and a request for chords. It's not scale, scale, chords, chords. You really need to write your scale with individual quarter notes, and we're going to start there. Let's go ahead and see this in Noteflight. We are in the key of D major. Write the scale on both the treble and bass clefs. Using quarter notes. Label with solfege. D major, we want to start on the letter D. On the treble clef, we know that our lowest line is E. That means right below it will be letter D. On the bass clef, we know that the lowest line is G. That means great big dogs. The middle line is going to be where we start this scale. Key of D major here. We have our 2 sharps in our key signature. If this is Do, we're going to walk it up. Re, Mi, Fa, So, whoop, La, Ti, and Do. And our 2 measures are complete. Let's add solfege, and we'll do the bass clef next. Do, Re, Mi, and Fa fit in measure 1. So, La, Ti, and Do fit in measure 2. Notice how we're not stacking with a skip, skip above any of these. Your paper asks you write the scale. The scale is what we used to sing in class. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do. Let's do it again. Do, re, mi, Fa, So, we're going off the top of the bass clef. La, Ti needs a ledger line, and Do is above the ledger line. You have to have your line, space pattern. And what I saw from your grades last week were really awesome with this. If you don't want to leave the top of the bass clef and you want this A to become this letter A, you can. That means that you'll start and end on the same spot. Totally fine. I'll leave it like this and let's label. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. When you're asked for scales, this is your complete answer. You do not need to write chords when you're asked for scales. Let's see that instruction one more time. Write the scale on both the treble clef and the bass clef using quarter notes. Label with solfege. Now you'll see a big change when we read the instructions for the second half. Again, we're still on the review page. Write the requested chords on both the treble and bass clefs using half notes. Each chord needs all 3 chord tones. This is my way of saying, hey, you did not need all 3 chord tones before this moment. So if your scale has a whole bunch of chord tones stacked and it looks like chords, then it's not your scale. You've done extra work. And your general review worksheet should have reviewed that with you in the portion called Writing Scales. And here's your answer for how to write scales. So now we're going to be in the key of B major. The first thing we're going to want to do is fill in this chart down here. So we're going to write the requested chords, but we know that our 1 chord starts on letter B. Let's bring this over. That means that our 2 chord is going to start on a letter C. Our 3 chord would start on letter D. 4 chord has a root of E. 5 chord has a root of F. 6 chord has a root of the letter G. And our 7 chord will start on A. It's true that I have not added the sharps here. It would be C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp, and even A sharp, which is super weird looking. All right, keep all this in mind. We're going to come back to this. I have it pulled into Noteflight. So it's going to be on this second page. We are in the key of B major. First asked for a 1 chord, so let's go ahead and find B. Perfect, it gives us half notes. And B. If you do not know where B is on the treble and the bass, you need to review that. We have the roots of our chords, but we have not yet stacked. Skip and skip. All right, treble clef, the 1 chord is complete. Bass clef, we have the root. We want to skip and skip. All right, bass clef. Our 1 chord is also complete. If our 1 chord starts on B, our 2 chord starts on C. So we're going to leave B and start on C. For both clefs, C is directly above B. Time to skip and skip. They're all in the space. Time to skip and skip. Our 2 chord is complete. We are not asked for a 3 chord. We're actually going straight on to 4. We know that our 3 chord would start on the letter D, but our 4 chord is going to need the letter E. So in the treble clef, F, A, C, E, we can start right here. On the bass clef, all cows eat. We can start right here. Let's go ahead and skip and skip. And our 3rd chord tone, oops, there we go, I misclicked there. Whew, made it. Skip, skip. If the root is in a space, all of the chord tones are in a space. 4 chord is complete. We're walking it up to our 5 chord. If our 4 chord is here on E, our 5 chord is here on F. Just for the sake of seeing 5 being higher than 4, I am going to go ahead and embrace ledger lines here. F on the line, A on the line, and letter C on the line for our musical alphabet there. Skip, skip to the line, and skip to the line. All right, so we have 2 chords in this key that require ledger lines because that 4 chord needs that ledger line in between these 2 chord tones to show that they're all in the space. And our 5 chord needs ledger lines for the upper pitches to show that they are on a line. I'm going to go ahead and go back to our scale. Pause here if you need to make any adjustments to your paper. You should be writing all of this down. It is great practice, even if you're a visual learner like me. Pause. This is your scale. Pause here to see your chords. All right, so you are going to be turning in this second page. You'll be writing the scale of F major, and you'll be writing chords in E flat major. Make sure that you know which chord symbol you're being asked for by checking in the chart. Because you just count, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6. I'm giving you a hint. You're going to go to your classroom and turn it in. Here's your fake classroom I made you in the classwork tab, scale and chord composition, classwork number 2. Here's where your paper is if you're printing this out. If you're not, I apologize. I know this one's a bit of a beast, but whew, that first page is amazing review that we just did together. That second page is your grade. My suggestion is you go to your work, you click add or create, and you attach a photo of your paper. If you're working in Microsoft Paint like I am, that's totally cool. It's awesome. Just be careful with your work. Save it as a photo on your computer. Just do the whole thing on your computer. If you're working in your app, I'm going to show you that one more time, even though I introduced that idea last week. You're in the Google Classroom. You click on your class. You click on your classwork and go to this assignment. Attaching the file is at the bottom if you swipe up. Clicking on the PDF that I have sent you, and then the pencil tool. I'm going to really zoom in here. Top right, little pencil. Creates the PDF as a document that you can edit with just a tap of your finger. So you can zoom in here, and you can write your quarter notes carefully. Again, ideal for larger tablets. Then you save it, and I believe it turns it into a Google Drive file, and then you share that with me. Scale and chord composition is really something that we've been working on a lot lately. Make sure you know which is your scale and which is your chord, but for the most part, you guys are doing an excellent job. You're doing a lot of careful work that I've been seeing, and I've enjoyed grading these. This is your Tuesday video, and tomorrow I'll see you for a big ol' review. So tomorrow is just like, hey, you already know this. Good luck turning this file in. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you next time. Bye.